Okay guys, so oh my gosh, it's actually starting to clear out now, and I can definitely see parts of the Scorpius constellation now. Although yeah, the area where the Milky Way is supposed to be, which is somewhere right around here, is still covered in clouds, but it's slowly but surely clearing out now, and it should become visible like any time now before 8 p.m. So I'm really excited for this.
Okay guys, so we're gonna be traveling to one of the darkest night skies in the Cebu province in a place called Enchanted Mountain Cebu, which is located in a Bortle Class 2 night sky in Dalaguete, Cebu. And a Bortle Class 2 night sky is also called a typical dark sky site and is one of the best places to do astrophotography, including Milky Way photography. And I will take you on a journey of me doing astrophotography in Dalaguete, Cebu in this video. And I will also show you how the Milky Way actually looks like to the naked eye, as well as show you a video recording of the Milky Way core that I took with my smartphone, which is something that I've never done before in this YouTube channel. So if it's gotta be clear skies once we go to Enchanted Mountain Cebu, then I will have a bunch of images of the night sky to show you at the end of this video. And plus, it's also been a while since I last did astrophotography in a Bortle Class 2 night sky, because the last time I did it was back in 2019 in the Camotes Islands, which was a very long time ago. And this is now my second chance to actually do astrophotography again in one of the darkest night skies in Cebu itself. And I might also probably be able to see the Milky Way core with my own eyes, which is something that I've never actually done before in my entire life. So I'm gonna be bringing my DSLR camera and tripod to do astrophotography in Enchanted Mountain Cebu, as well as other forms of photography in the area, including some of the passing sceneries that we will pass by on our journey to southern Cebu. So I'm actually recording this part of the video 2 days prior to our trip, so today is still August 9th. But I really wanted a way to actually dissipate my excitement for our trip to Enchanted Mountain Cebu, because this is going to be my first time in ever in doing astrophotography in a Bortle Class 2 night sky. So for now, I'm gonna have to start editing some of the photos I took of the night sky during the previous days, because it's been constant clear skies here in Lapu-Lapu City lately, allowing me to do more astrophotography. But still though, I really do hope that things will turn out for the better once we go to Enchanted Mountain Cebu. And so, wish me good luck.
Okay guys, so we're now here at the mountain resort, and look at this view. This is really spectacular though, and Osmeña Peak is just somewhere right over there. So it's actually quite near, but we won't be going there anytime soon yet because we don't even have any hiking gear or camping gear to go there. But still though, look at this place and their pool too. This is going to be a very extraordinary experience here, but of course yeah, it's really cloudy, and the weather forecast went from being a higher likelihood of clear skies to being a higher likelihood of, well, cloudy skies. And tonight it's going to be either overcast or with broken clouds, and probably with light rain. But still, hopefully it won't be too cloudy for me so that I can still do some form of astrophotography soon. Because these landscapes well, because this landscape would make for very good compositions in photography. So this is our Abriana room, and this room is good for 3 packs. So there are 2 beds here, and there's also a terrace that gives you a really fantastic view of the mountains here. And like I said, that area there is Osmania Peak, so you really have a bird's eye view of the mountains here. And if you want to look at the comfort room, this is their CR. Really neat and clean. So if you want to be in an Abriana room, this is actually a good choice, especially if you have 3 people who will come here to the resort. Also, by the way, the Abriana room, the terrace itself faces to the west, so you actually have a clear view of the sunset here too. Okay guys, so we just finished bathing in the swimming pool, which was a really spectacular experience, and we're actually going to go to their hanging bridge right there to do more photography of the mountains and probably do other compositions too while it's still daytime. And plus, there's good news too. There's more clear sky here than what the weather forecast initially predicted, because the weather forecast said it would be overcast skies or at least have a chance of light rain, but it's not really likely it would even precipitate around here. So I'm really hoping that it's going to stay this way so that I can actually see the Milky Way core with my own eyes and actually do astrophotography again. It's in a Bortle Class 2 night sky, something that I've never done before in so many years.
So, I stopped vlogging during this time because I did not want my vlogging to get in the way of my exploration of the resort. Plus, it was hot too whenever the clouds did not block the sun. Before I started doing astrophotography, we explored the place during the daytime to make the most of our time here, and their compound was massive. They had many places for anyone to go to, such as their balcony with a panoramic view of the mountains, another swimming pool at the bottom of the hill, numerous scenic views, and many other fantastic locations. We took many photographs and selfies around the area, admiring their unique architecture, statues, and many more before nightfall. However, we sometimes had to take shelter from the extreme heat when the clouds stopped covering for us. I also kept looking at the sky, monitoring the clouds and their movements while enjoying my stay at the resort. But the scenery became more spectacular during sunset, and this was what it looked like. At least the air became cooler during this time, and I took many more photographs, which I will show at the end of this video.
Okay guys, so it's already sunset and the sun is right over there, blocked by some clouds. And it's actually getting a bit cloudier, but it was actually much more cloudy earlier, but at least that part of the sky is beginning to clear out right where the Milky Way is. And hopefully there won't be too many clouds in that area, because I really want to see the galactic core of our galaxy tonight. And there's this massive cloud here that I just hope won't actually come to invade that area of the sky tonight. But still though, the sunset here is really beautiful. I've already captured some images of the sunset, which I'm going to use for an HDR. And I will show you the images I took of the sunset here too at the end of this video. Okay guys, so I already have my camera set up here in my room, in the room right now, just in case the Milky Way core would become visible soon. It's still twilight though, and still quite cloudy, but there's still gaps in the clouds right where the Milky Way core will be at. So I'm still hoping that it won't be too cloudy once nightfall finally arrives, because according to the weather forecast, the thunderstorms here will more likely end at around 7:30, and it's still currently at 6:17 p.m. So there's still plenty of time, and hopefully these clouds will actually dissipate so that I can see more stars in this Bortle Class 2 location.
Meanwhile,
okay guys, so it's already 7:11 p.m. and it's not actually getting any better. Although yes, there are already some stars visible here, but I don't really know if you can see it. But the Leo Minor constellation is supposed to be somewhere over there. I actually saw one of its stars earlier. But look at this photograph I took right where the Milky Way is supposed to be. It's just nothing but clouds everywhere. And I really do hope that it won't be like this for the whole night, because the weather forecast stated that the cloud cover will decrease over time as the night progresses. But still though, I'm definitely getting frustrated by this because I was actually the one who planned all of this out based on available information 6 days prior to this, and the fact that the clouds just came in and are starting to destroy my dream of actually seeing the galactic core is just not working out so well for me. But for now, to make up for the lack of astrophotography in this area, I'm actually gonna be doing some other forms of night photography, such as creating a panorama of the mountains here with all of the lights on the mountains, and do other forms of night photography that I can think of.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, so oh my gosh, it's actually starting to clear out now, and I can definitely see parts of the Scorpius constellation now. Although yeah, the area where the Milky Way is supposed to be, which is somewhere right around here, is still covered in clouds, but it's slowly but surely clearing out now, and it should become visible like any time now before 8 p.m. So I'm really excited for this. In fact, when I point my camera overhead, I actually get more stars now, but I can't really see that many aside from some stars right over there. I'm not sure if you can actually see it in this phone, but I'm starting to capture way more stars now than ever before. So I really look forward to photographing the galaxy itself.
The clouds kept disappearing from the sky, making more stars to become visible. The excitement I felt during this time gradually started to build up when the area around the galactic core finally became free of clouds, so I went to their steel bridge to get away from all the nearby lights.
Okay guys, and oh my gosh! I've actually not just captured the Milky Way, but I can actually see it with my eyes too. Like, this is actually my first time seeing the galaxy, especially the galactic core in this manner, like in my entire life. But of course, I can't really see anything through my camera, but I can see it with my own eyes. I can actually see parts of the Great Rift, although it's just black and white, but like this part of the galaxy, this bright part here, I can actually see it with my eyes too. Like every structure that I can see on my DSLR camera, I can also see with my eyes, but just much more blurry, but black and white. This is really the most spectacular thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, and let alone the fact that I'm actually witnessing it with my own eyes. Okay guys, so I just finished eating dinner and I'm now taking more photos of the Milky Way galaxy, and there it is. My smartphone can actually see parts of the Scorpius constellation now, but not really the galaxy itself. Unlike my eyes, I can definitely see it for the first time. And I'm actually photographing the galactic core of the Milky Way now, and like years of experience has finally led to this very moment where I'm now seeing the galaxy with my own eyes and at the same time photographing it with my DSLR camera. But I can't really find any other good composition around here for me to do a Milky Way selfie, because the galaxy is already vertical in the sky and various parts of the galaxy are already visible too, but I can only see the galactic core and parts of the Great Rift, but other than that, nothing else. But Scorpius really is so distinct here, and I might as well just photograph the other parts of the Milky Way too, like the Cygnus region, because it's also up right now, and ensure that I really make the most of this night, even though, yet again, I'm sleep deprived. But for sure, this is one of the best nights I've ever had. And yeah, I'm actually photographing the galaxy on their steel bridge that connects this to the hanging bridge right over there. Because this one is the best location for astrophotography that I found around here, because the other places are just full of lights.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I actually stopped photographing the Milky Way anymore because the clouds started forming in front of the galaxy, and the thing that I'm photographing here instead are the lights of some nearby towns, and also do some kind of panorama for the landscape around here. Okay guys, so I'm now actually gonna call this thing a night now because the clouds have already covered most of the things, if not all the things that I really want to photograph in the night sky, including the Milky Way galaxy, although the galactic core is still visible up until now. But I've already photographed it and I'm already so exhausted right now and I really want to sleep too. So yeah, it's been a very extraordinary night even though I got sleep deprived again. This is literally one of the best times in my entire life. Being able to see the galactic core with my own eyes for the first time, even though it was actually way less detailed than I had anticipated it to be. But the fact that I saw it for the first time, it really means a lot for me as an astrophotographer and an astronomy enthusiast. And sorry about the lighting here, I'm actually in the balcony, so the lighting here is not really that good. So for now, I'm gonna have to call this thing a night and sleep for now so that I'll feel refreshed for the following morning. So, baboosh.
So this is my image of the Milky Way galaxy after editing it in Photoshop. I had so much fun in processing this photo since this was my first time stacking numerous pictures taken from a Bortle Class 2 night sky, allowing me to quickly bring out more of the faint details of outer space that will be more challenging to get from my home city. Editing this image took less than 1 hour compared to the hours of editing I typically do to achieve similar results when photographing the galaxy at home. As a comparison, the photo below is what I got from capturing the Milky Way in my city, which took hours to finish editing. However, the picture above is what I got from a Bortle Class 2 location that took less than 1 hour to complete. As you can see, there's more contrast between the galaxy and the surrounding sky in the photo above, and the brightest stars are more luminous, highlighting the impact of lesser light pollution in photographing the night sky. I took many more photos of the Milky Way core, such as this one, where I added more calibration frames and made the galaxy brighter. The interstellar dust and gas around the Rho Ophiuchi cloud complex and the Milky Way's carbonaceous interstellar clouds became more distinct. I also took this photo of the galactic core from a different orientation before the clouds started to invade the sky again. I enjoyed the brightest stars did not glow too much since there was little light pollution to hamper their glow. However, no matter what I did, I could not remove the walking noise in the images, which is this weird, grainy diagonal pattern you can find across the photo. I've been dealing with this problem in astrophotography for a long time, and I did not find a solution to this thing yet. I also captured more parts of the Milky Way, but I had to discard them because they looked too terrible from the walking noise. The clouds later engulfed the sky, so I could no longer do any astrophotography. As a result, I took this panorama of the mountain view from the balcony attached to the steel bridge during a cloudy night. The unilluminated parts of the mountains appeared close to pitch black to the naked eye, and the lights from the distant houses and towns twinkled like the stars in the night sky. However, the sky still had visible sky glow, and the clouds only had a faint illumination from nearby light sources. I also captured another shot of the night view in the direction of a nearby town in Dalaguete. I had trouble minimizing the noise in the dark corners of the image. However, it was such a beautiful and serene moment capturing these compositions, with the chorus of crickets filling the cold air surrounding us. I later returned indoors when I had nothing else to do and called it a night, but one thing was for sure. This night was one of the most extraordinary nights because I saw the Milky Way core with my eyes for the first time. I woke up the following morning at 5 AM, feeling well refreshed and ready to take on the new day. The air was somewhat cold during this time since we were in the mountains, but I took more photos of the area, such as this one of the mountain view during sunrise. However, I could not photograph the sun during this time because a massive cloud blocked my view. I captured more photographs during the daytime to and from the resort, not wanting to miss a single magnificent scenery. I had to edit hundreds of images, but they were all worth it for the trip. Even though southern Cebu has more urbanization and commercialization than the north, it is still one of the most beautiful places to visit in the Cebu province. If you want to see more of the photos I took during our journey to Enchanted Mountain Cebu, you can follow me on my Facebook or Instagram in the description below.
So good morning guys, so it's still around 6:02 in the morning here and it's still around sunrise. The sun is still actually right over there but it's covered by clouds. And it's quite cold up here too. and the view is just really awesome around here in the resort. And plus, I also finally got enough rest now compared to yesterday where I was actually sleep deprived yet again, but now I am feeling well rested. And so our checkout time will be at around 12 p.m. But we will still be bathing in the swimming pools beforehand. Before we will actually have to go for around 3 hours back home to Cebu City. And plus breakfast here will be at around 8 a.m. So it's still around 2 hours away. And so we still have plenty of spare time before we would actually have to eat a meal and then swim in their swimming pools and then I'd actually have to return home. And other than that, my time here at the resort is actually really extraordinary too, especially since it was my first time seeing the Milky Way core last night. And even though it was actually not really as detailed as I had expected it to be, considering that I think that my visual acuity really did play a role in the fact that the Milky Way appeared a bit blurry. Because when I look at the Milky Way galaxy with my right eye, which is a bit more nearsighted than my left eye, it actually looks a lot blurrier and I have a much more challenging time spotting the galaxy with my right eye compared to my left eye, which has better vision. So I think visual acuity really did play a role in the fact that the galaxy didn't really look as detailed as I had anticipated it to be. But still though, it was a really extraordinary moment there when I saw it with my own eyes for the first time. So for now, I'm doing a panorama yet again of the landscape around here during the sunrise. And so, if you're going out to enjoy the night sky anytime soon or your summer vacation before, reality strikes back, then I wish you good luck, clear skies, and fair weather, and enjoy the universe and the summer in the best way that you can. And see you next time.